Welcome to the Wihtwara Chronicles. I'm your friendly neighborhood dungeon daddy, Zach Ernst. Last week, the party attempted their first heist. That was with medium success. They were successful, but it was a little messy. We found um, several of our party getting laid, and the Kingfisher Tavern, and that's where we left Day Fear. Everyone else made their way back to the Cursed Hammer. And this is where we pick up this week. Day Fear, um, ha- did you make a decision as to what you were hoping to do?
Yes. 1 second.
While we wait on Day Fear, was anyone else wanting to do anything on their way to... That goes back, by the way, Day Fear. Does anyone want to do anything on their way back to the Cursed Hammer?
Like on the way back with the barrels.
Is everybody sounding echoey now?
It's just me. I don't know why it's just
Jacob
me.
was a little echoey.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Day Fear, we're going to do that right here. So, after your tryst, you wait until everyone is sound asleep. And I assume you sneak out in some way.
Let us assume that.
Everyone is thoroughly sated, so let's assume that they're sleeping well and not much sneaking has to be done. You make your way from the high road back through the ash into Stormlight Town. You go to a small tavern, asking for help along the way since you've never actually been here. That's located along the river, named the Swan Skull Inn. And I'm going to give you a visual of what that looks like. You walk in, and the exterior is very dingy, unkempt, with a giant swan skull on the outside. You go in, and there's a tacky tapestry behind the bar that um, signifies where you're at. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off dynamic lighting there. There you go. You should be able to see it now. With a tacky tapestry that says this swan skull, just in case you drink enough that you forget where you're at. Behind the bar, there is an elven gentleman with purple hair who you absolutely recognize.
So if I recognize him, does he recognize me?
He turns, looks at you, and gives you this big smile. Ah, Butcher, welcome.
It's
I
nice to
heard
be
you were
back.
here.
Who told you I was back again?
I have words on the street.
Well, I'm gonna blame the people I'm with. I'm trying to be all subtle and stuff, but, you know.
I hear you tried uh, a heist a few hours ago.
It was
For
a little
Basley.
operation. Passed the time, really.
So, why are you here?
I had a message. Was asked to come by here for a meeting.
So if I may ask,
You're not there.
I'm not
went.
there. So I'm not there.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
You went back to the tavern.
Damn it. Damn it. Thank you. Thank you, DM.
I suppose. I have a few things to say to you. The old man wants to know if you're willing to come back in the fold.
If so
Not Gormac, you are not there.
not there. Not there.
Not there at all.
Yeah.
This is strictly to Dave here.
Damn it.
I've got to say that being on my own has been a bit of a challenge, yeah, but it's given me lots of time to think about how things were. And I've got to say that after all that, not exactly ready to come back to the fold, but I'm not opposed to working together if we've got a situation.
You know that he doesn't take denial very well, especially after the spectacle that you caused.
I remember him well. That being said, I do remember me being used rather badly by the Brotherhood. I'm not exactly ready to come back. I understand investments were made, mistakes were made, plenty in using me for them.
No, you felt used. We're all used. We're tools. I'll try and keep some of the heat off of you. But I can only do it for so long, especially now that you've shown up.
As I said, I'm interested in working together. I don't see that our motivations or businesses need to clash. I'm just not here to serve another.
Alright, well, I think I think we can work together. I have, what do you say, a possible job.
Could you repeat that? Sort of lost
I
you
have
in the echoish.
Possible, a possible job.
I'm listening. What sort of thing do you need?
Well, I heard recently that you specialized in priests.
Well, I guess you could say that old habits are hard to break. That one deserved it.
We found one that's saying the wrong sorts of things.
I see. I see.
So, could use your help taking him and his cult down.
I'm very interested.
You'll find details at the Cursed Hammer in the morning.
The crossed hammer, you
That's it.
say?
The Cursed Hammer.
Cursed hammer. Is there someone there
Okay.
I should specifically speak with?
You'll just find a note.
All tricks then. Excellent. Then, with
May
that,
I offer you a beer?
Dayfear offers him a brilliant smile. I think that as much as I would like to drink with you, sir, I think it's best that we continue the working relationship as it is. I very much would like to see your priest. After
Very
that's
well.
gone, perhaps, maybe, we'll have that beer.
You always had a bit of style. I like it.
One could say it
Sleep
was sort
well,
of beaten into
Dayfear.
me, 3 ways to Sunday. But I will say this. You are looking quite excellent yourself.
I always do.
Then, keeping things as they are, I think I shall slip back to the Cursed Hammer before I'm missed. Good day.
Good day. And with that, you are able to make it back to the Cursed Hammer with no problem. You've got about 2 hours till dawn. Do you wish to do anything with those 2 hours, or are you going to bed?
I am going to rest.
Alright.
And forgive me, I'm
Trying
looking up.
to-
I know you talked about the point of exhaustion, but I
Mhm.
don't think I need as much sleep as most others. You said 2 hours, so probably it still
Yeah.
applies.
So, yes, you need 4 hours of sleep.
Right. Okay, cool.
So you can either choose to sleep in, or you can take the point of exhaustion.
I guess I'll have to take the point.
All right. You all wake up and meet in the tavern. You see Nazlir looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed behind the bar. And as she sees you walking down, she slaps the side of a keg. Well done. Did you sleep all right?
To whom
Big
is she
yawn.
I
Oh, crickety
then.
beds.
Well, we do our best here. May I offer you all any refreshments or food?
I
yeah,
need
I'll take
some.
brekkie.
Yeah, some breakfast would be nice.
I'd love some grub.
You see Neslier bend over the bar, or behind the bar, and you see a flash of white light. I want a perception check from Sledge. No? A 19? You see her slip a bead out of her pocket as she bends down. And in front of you, or as she brings it up, you see this tray full of all sorts of wonders. All right, eat up.
It's
Kinda lean over to
quite the
Alcott.
feast.
I will eat.
I leaned to Alicos and I'm like, "You're eating? You think it's safe?" That was a flash of light. That was pretty weird.
If she
It's,
wanted to do anything to us,
Just some harmless magic. It's nothing to be worried by, I'm sure. We are allies here, after all.
All right. Just do you have any plates I could I don't know, I feel rude kind of just taking off of this with my bare hands.
Somewhere,
I take off of it with my bare hands.
somewhere in the
Alright.
midst of this, I
I
would.
use the other
Same.
hand as soon as Elric says that.
Well,
She'll bend down and bring out a handful of plates. If you really need it, you can have whatever you need, sweet cheeks.
well. If is there something that maybe we aren't aware of? Does that make sense?
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of things that you aren't aware of.
Somewhere in the midst of the exchange, Dave Fear is going to come out of his
Okay.
door and make his way down the stairs looking ruffled, tired, and, I guess, pleased with himself.
Yeah, part of sleeping is sleeping.
Goodwood Alicos. Got him. Look at him. He looks awful. But there's free food.
I think he had some company last night that kept him more than entertained after he entertained them.
Yeah.
Well spoken, Mr.
And
Coyne.
part of sleeping.
Well spoken, Mr. Coyne. I will not. You will forgive me if I save the details for perhaps stories that entertain me when I'm by myself. But yes, it was quite enjoyable. And how was the evening for the rest of you?
I passed out pretty quick, actually. It was nice. I had to push 2 beds together because I'm much bigger than the average folk in this town.
You are quite large, my friend. In all the best ways, of course. But, yes. I see you are eating. From where did you get such,
I will
wonderful
gesture
food?
with like half of a sausage toward Noslier.
My lady, good morning to you. Would it be possible to persuade you to provide me with a breakfast as well?
There's enough there
It's a
for
platter, it's a
everyone.
buffet.
A buffet.
Yeah,
It's a
you've got
buffet.
you've got about 45 pounds of food in front of you.
I see.
Give or take.
You are correct.
Give or take.
Then, would it be safe to assume that there's also a plate ready for me as well, and utensils?
They were amongst the pile handed, so there were enough for everyone.
Excellent. Then I shall bow to her, grab a plate, and start filling it with food, and sit down and enjoy the repast with my friends.
I'm gonna sit down next to Coin, and I was gonna say to him, "You have any plans for today or tomorrow while you're in this town? I don't know what you and Naz had cooked up before you came here, but just wondering how your day looks."
we are looking to maybe get familiar with the town. We are looking for some other friends to meet and speak with also. What are you and yours doing in the city now that we're here?
Well, that's what I was kind of asking you for. We have no like heavy plans, just kind of ideas, really. Um, we didn't even specifically choose this town to go to, just kind of the one that the caravan went to. But I overheard some gentlemen in here yesterday before, all the shenanigans about um, a sermon uh, at the Church of the Father. And with your expertise in like the religiousness, and I was wondering if maybe you might have time to accompany me there to ask some questions and make sure I don't get absolutely screwed over. Seems like that happens in this town.
I can
Going
definitely
to.
accompany.
I want to kind of nudge Coin and be like, we can't forget about why we came here.
Of course, and maybe I do need to uh, honor a favor, though. We can still become friends with people who might be able to help us with our tasks also. But we're trying to keep a certain level of attention away from us while we're looking for our friends, and maybe visiting a holy house or two would be good cover.
You know,
I am in
given
your debt, so I will go where you go.
I
I
never.
don't mind helping you guys as well. Like, I don't know, yesterday seemed pretty cool. I haven't really made any besides Alikos. He's been amazing. But like outside of my tribe and stuff like that, and the giants up in the north, um, I don't get out too much. So you guys have been very kind. All of you, really. I look around the table and it's like it's been, even though it's only been a few days on the trail and stuff. It's been nice speaking to people again and like getting to see different cultures. Kind of opens the eyes.
And culture is a beautiful thing to have, and to have it with friends is even better. Again, I think that taking a little trip through the day and making a couple stops here and there would be very good for us to ask questions about the locations of our friends.
You know, it occurs to me that, given the measure of sin that I engaged in, perhaps accompanying you to these holy places might be good for my soul. Would you mind terribly if I were to accompany you, Mr. Coin?
I don't personally mind. Though I would like to say to Coin and Naz that if you guys are trying to have a level of stealth, I'm a little too tall to hide myself. So in this community, um, so if I'm with you, people will be like, "That's a tall motherfucker," and who's that next to him, kind of thing.
I
Yes, but
appreciate your concern, but
it will bring attention to you away from us.
And
yes,
the benefit of me being me is that I tend to take the focus off of everyone and put it upon myself. I may be able to help you there, Miss Elric.
Okay. Well, if they're okay with it, then because I don't want to impede on what you guys also have to do, but if you guys are okay with it, then how do you feel about that, Alikos? Would you down with a little sightseeing of some churches?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, this sounds good. And I just start just scarfing food down. Like, yes. Do we have any milk around here?
So, yes, after breakfast, we should get a start on the day. We should head out and maybe head towards this specific temple that you were speaking of, Elric.
Sorry, one more time.
Once we are done eating, we can head out immediately to this temple that you mentioned.
All right. Dungeon Daddy. Who else is in the tavern with us right now? How many other
It's-
people are awake?
It is empty. You gather that
Okay.
this is early for this establishment.
Okay.
All right.
Then I guess I'll ask, or when we're done eating, I would walk up to Nasir and ask her. I don't really know the layout of this town, but where's the Church of the Church of the Father at?
Well, it depends which one you're looking for. There are several temples for the Father um, in Shroudmore. There's several down here. There is the main temple up high.
Well, I heard some colorful men talking about a sermon at the Church of the Father in the Hammer yesterday. So I'd assume it's probably one that's down in here, not the main one.
Yeah. I mean, there's one right down the road. There is a temple about 2 blocks from here. They have a sermon 10 a.m. every morning.
Oh, cool. So we haven't even missed this one yet.
Not yet.
Turn around and I'm like, you hear that, guys? 10 a.m. We haven't even missed it yet.
Okay.
We can start heading that way when everyone is well and ready.
I'm tidied and ready.
Ready when you are.
Can you guys hear me?
We
Yes.
can
Now
hear
we can.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wow, I hit a button. Okay, got it. So I can hear you guys too. Thank you guys.
We got you.
I will clean off my hands. Hello.
I shall just be a minute as I go wash up after our meal, and I shall join you. And I'm going to prance off upstairs to quickly wash and change from.
Do you
Well-
just want to clean? Or you want more?
I stop up the way, up the stairs, turn around, give him a devilish look, and. Oh, I always want more. But I just want to get slightly clean so that I'm presentable.
I will press digitation. You're clean.
Just 1 cubic foot at a time, at a moment.
That's hands. Hands
Bing,
and
bing,
face.
Yeah. I'll say you can do it.
I kind of stop and look at myself and, oh, what a marvelous trick. I must learn this. And I will plod back down.
One of the
Thanks to your
consquences.
skillful fingers, I am ready now. Is there more business that we need here today?
I don't. I don't know about anybody else.
I believe the
I was
business is
going to
elsewhere.
bend the bartender's ear one more time before we go, but I will meet you outside in just a moment. And Naz, if you could help me.
Yes, I will stay very close to Coin's side.
And as always, Dayfear has his orc friend by his side at the ready. So if you need me, my friend, I will be there for you.
That is one question that I've never had to exercise a great deal of faith for. Thank you, sir.
Because you bards always get into the troubles.
And with that, I'm going to kind of lean into him and quietly say, you do recall the evening that we met, do you not, good Gormac?
I do not, because you got me drunk.
Indeed. Perhaps I should say the slightly before I got you drunk. And before we left.
I remember the beginning of the evening, but
Ah,
you
yes,
got
the stars were beautiful, and I was in quite the melodic mood. I do believe I waxed considerably poetic. That being said, you will recall that I was engaged in an activity that night, and
yes, sir.
you
Yeah.
could say that we have been requested of an encore performance.
Yes. I
I felt it
I
would
do
be
recall.
I felt it would
Are
be
you being
best
quiet
would
about
you
this?
be aware of
Yeah.
it.
I was about to say, are you being quiet about this?
We are.
Okay.
Right. Holocaust, if you'd like, you can go ahead and give me a perception check.
I am a nosy little bastard, so
I assume Coin and I have kind of screwed off towards the bar at this point, so I'm not too particularly interested in that conversation.
nope.
Do I notice that he's perceiving?
I'm not
Go
like
Roll
ahead. Go
perception
ahead
on
and
perception.
give me an insight check.
I'm not like I'm not like getting close or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just wondering if I have if they were being loud or not.
Yeah. So you can't really hear anything, and Dave, here you don't really notice anything.
Like
Okay.
we're all kind of waiting, waiting around, waiting for everyone to come, all kind of looking at each other generally.
Yep.
That being said, good Gormac, I must say, last night was quite successful. How fared you during your part? I was rather focused on my part. The side alley was entertaining, but I didn't really see much of it.
And I will tell you, I will tell you, my friend, that as always, I played the fool to your straight man.
It's always best to play to your strengths. I mean, if you are the fool, then playing the fool is just a role that you are born to play.
And being with you in the company of others, I have learned I am always the fool.
Settling well
Alright.
into your role. I applaud.
So as this conversation continues, I want to shift focus
Okay.
onto Coin and Naz as they hang back and they talk to Neslier.
Neslier, my friend, I did want to kind of know if you have met or seen my friend Naz's acquaintances or friends. Naz, do you know these people's names and descriptions of your friends? I'm not as familiar with them.
Yes. We're looking for 3 elves that may have passed, half elves, sorry, that may have passed through here. Or I'm sorry, I'm going to totally correct that. Elves. I forgot. Yes. We're looking for 3 half elves that may have come through here. 1 female, 2 male. Not the brightest of bunch. Not very secretive either. Uh, anyone like that ring a bell?
We
You
can't hear
muted?
you.
Oh dear. This is a city of 8 million people. 3 half-elves who are kind of dumb. Doesn't really stick out.
They would have come here searching for some sort of treasure, any myths or legends that they could hunt down. The
Oh no, you're just explaining a few adventures. Do you have a description or names?
Yes, it's Katerina is their leader, and the big burly one is Niklaus, and uh, Michael is the third brother. They all tall with the 2 brothers are tall with dark hair, and Katerina a bit shorter with bright red hair.
Well, I'm not personally familiar with your friends here, but I believe a favor is owed. I can find them.
Well, I was going to say that for this we might just pay for some information. May not be as hefty as a favor, but we would be willing to um, come to an agreement for the information.
Well, you see, I don't really work in coin. If you'd like, you can do something else for me.
I think
I'm gonna
that
look at
at
Coin
this
and literally just shake my head.
I think at this time we are good with our one favor, but well, who knows at the end of the day if we don't come back and find what it is to barter with.
All right. Well, have a wonderful day, dears.
We know where to find you,
Always.
and we'll head back out of the bar with everybody else to go to the temple.
Huzzah.
All right. Is anyone else doing anything before heading to the Temple of the Father? Okay.
Yes, sir.
You, as mentioned, the air is thick. The buildings are soot covered, with the exception of this building. It's not large. It's about the same size as it's a two-story apartment building. Not the layout, but that's about the size. You see it is glistening white with gold features. You see a bright sun um, at the above the door. As you walk in, you see priests and priestesses wearing robes adorned with an intricate sunrise pattern, um, and these robes are hues of gold, orange, pink, and it's not quite 10 yet, um, but it's getting close. So you see the pews are starting to fill.
Well, would you like to get a little bit better view, Elric?
I mean, I would hate to be in front of so many people that actually want to hear the sermon itself.
I don't think being tall drowns out the sound.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, you know,
As you shout and fill the room.
yeah, I'm talking loud for sure. Oh, sorry, it's quiet in here.
Thank you, good Elric,
Yeah,
for
let's.
testing the acoustics of this place. I must say, they do sort of lovely reflective surfaces and the rest of it. Should I need to sing and grace everyone with my presence and my voice, I now know exactly how it will sound. That was very thoughtful of you, sir.
Yeah, I totally meant to. You're welcome. Totally. Yeah, let's get like yeah, like the third row, fourth row. Just saunter on up.
Yeah, and I'll keep pace. I'm just kind of right behind him.
Same.
I'm gonna be like looking at like all the priests and priestesses and stuff like that. Do you, I mean, I'm already like as you said, a monster kind of to people because of just the race I am. But do they like? I don't know. Are they eyeing me down pretty hard at all in any way?
They clock you, but no one's like meat mugging you. It's
Okay.
more like
So, as they go off to the right, I will go off to the left, and I'll sit uh, in a different pew, and walk up to, especially if there's like an old lady sitting by herself. Um, and I'll go up and I'll say, "Oh, is this taken? Do you mind if I sit by you?"
oh no, dearie. Please sit. Enjoy his embrace.
Oh. So it's been a week. It has been a week.
No, tell me.
Um, Alicus will just spin a story of coming in from the wilds. He was on a caravan. He got separated. He's kind of been in their shadow, so people in the city stopped looking at him. But he's or as he was coming into um, the service, he noticed them. So he walked up behind them so that people walking to looking at the big folk and not all the staring eyes at Alikos, because he attracts several himself, but being 3 feet shorter, it's a little easier to hide. So he is also attempting to just pump her for information about what how this Church of the Father is different than the other ones, and therefore what the Church of the Father is all about.
All right, so go ahead and give me a religion check, and this is just how much you're able to kind of engage her.
Sure.
16, pretty well. So, she tells you about the god Aorin, the father,
Mm-hmm.
the the father of dawn, the keeper of hope, and the herald of renewal. He's a protector god
Okay.
that um, encourages a flock that does good in the world. And she mentions that the the blessing of his love has noticed, or that she's noticed a rather marked decrease in disappearances, those who follow this church as opposed to others. It's about 2% a month versus it's closer to 10% in other areas.
Holy crap.
Just a sec. 2% a month of.
So 2% of the congregation disappears each month versus
Oh.
10% in other faiths.
Oh, if
The
there's
Father protects.
I'll say the father protects. I think I've heard a bit about the mother. Are they also experiencing the same thing, the father and the mother?
Oh, the mother doesn't protect. The mother brings life, but not protection.
But is their flock disappearing as well?
Yes, yes. Only the Father.
Oh, oh dear.
Y'all part of this listening?
So everyone else went to the right, and
Oh, that's right.
Alikos went. You guys are doing a great job of separating and having individual
I,
conversations. Um,
I can, yeah.
yeah,
We can
they,
see
Bye.
everybody.
yeah.
I'm
I
just
mean,
talking to this
if
old
if
lady.
if you want, he's not being particularly quiet, and it is a smaller space. So if you're curious, you can give me a perception. It's gonna have a DC of 10.
Nah.
Okay.
God damn it.
Coin. You notice, and
I
you
hear
also
every
notice.
single word and
Yep.
breath.
Yep. And you just specifically notice the talks about um, the savage mother.
Mm-hmm. Coin gets a little fidgety. Fine. Worried about my savage mother. Talk about my mother that way.
Yeah, I'll be sitting there just, like, what do people normally do in church when they wait? Like, just feel like we got here maybe too early. Like,
And as you say that, the light dims in the temple, and a priest wearing white and gold is spotlighted, not from above but from within. So it's like he's radiating light, and he is the sole point of attention, and he moves his way up to the front. And you hear, beloved congregation, as the first rays of the dawn gently kiss the earth, let us gather in embrace of Eorin, the father of dawn, the keeper of hope, the herald of renewal. In the sacred hour, as darkness yields to the brilliance of day, we are reminded of the eternal cycle of life, where every night gives way to a new dawn, and every trial is met with the promise of redemption. And this continues for about another hour.
does he ever say his name, his own name? Like, I'm priest so and so during this or whatever?
No, he does
Yeah,
not.
okay.
He does not introduce himself.
Okay. So you
As
said that
the
goes on for about
sermon-
an hour? Oh, sorry. Go on.
About an hour. Yeah. And it ends. Let us therefore lift our voices in praise and gratitude to the Father of Dawn, offering our prayers and supplications as we bask in the divine light of his presence. And may we go forth from this sacred gathering, inspired by the dawn, to spread hope, joy, and renewal to all those we encountered along our journey.
Subtly give
And-
him the finger.
Coin, I think it maybe is
Naz wants
asleep.
no
Just,
part
like,
of
kind
this.
of falls asleep. Takes a dad nap.
Wow. Nuts. Nuts. The guy's nuts.
He's really spouting a good message there, guys.
Nuts. Guy's nuts. Wow.
What do you all do after the sermon?
Wow.
As someone like nudges Coin awake.
Yeah. Hey,
Huh.
I will give the old
Nuts.
lady a
Nuts.
and may the light shine upon your way, and I will imply that we'll part now, so that she doesn't try and
and to your journey.
I will go walk up towards the altar. Just look at it for a while.
All right.
I'm gonna look at Coin and I'm gonna be like, so I kind of was beating around the bush about my whole real being or want to come here, but I have a bloodline in me that I was told by a shaman that's called Asamir or something like that. But we don't really have religion like this in our town, and I don't have knowledge or books, or even if I had the books, I couldn't really read them that well. But I don't have anything like that to like help me, and I just have this sense of emptiness with the unknowing. I was wondering if you could help as a middleman to talk to one of these priests, and maybe they could help me understand more, or even figure out maybe where that came from.
Yeah, I would be very happy to help you on this journey of self-discovery. I think that it would be very enlightening for both of us, but more so for you. And I did agree to a favor for you. Does Coin know anything about Asmar?
Go ahead and give me a religion or a nature.
Yep, fun stuff.
A
Not
12?
religious.
I mean, you've heard kind of like what Elric presented their beings with celestial bloodline, and so you can hazard a guess that maybe he traces his bloodline back to some sort of celestial related to the father. But that's about it.
So I would presume that it is from the father more specifically.
Just since you got above a 10, I'll say
Oh, great.
you probably catch that.
Yeah, I have come across some travelers who've mentioned before some traveling other clerics or priests who've on a tale or two about some celestial blood being mixed with uh, other races, and maybe you do have some, and maybe it has something to do with this here church. But we can definitely talk to a man of maybe more knowledge and religion and spiritual guidance, maybe.
I would really like that while we're here, if you guys don't mind giving me a little bit of that time.
Did we see where the priest went off? Is he doing like the walk through the crowd, like handshaking?
He is standing at the front and he has a group of people around him.
Go saunter up and stand in line.
Yeah, and it takes a few moments, and then he turns his attention to you. My child, this is your first sermon.
Roughly how tall is and what race is this man?
He's a human, and he's about 5'6".
Okay, good.
So he's absolutely looking up to you and saying, "My child."
Yes, I came pretty far for this sermon. Not the specific one. I mean, it's not like I know of you at my tribe, but when I got into town, I heard about you at the Hammer. So then I figured I'd stop on by. But you did a good job today. Sounded pretty nice, and seemed like people were really happy. I don't really understand all of it that much yet, but I was wondering if you had some time for a few questions that I have.
I do, my child.
Perfect.
What quandaries do you have?
So back at home, we have a shaman, and my mother actually works in with them, and when I was born, supposedly, our head shaman said that I was something that they call an Asamir, an Asamir, of some sort, and it hadn't been a thing in, I don't know, forever or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know what it means, or really nobody fully does or could tell me or wanted to tell me, and so here I am asking somebody of the father. I don't know. Sounds accurate to ask somebody like you to maybe give me some knowledge.
Oh, my boy, this is a deep ask. You want me to help you find yourself. Well, you have come to the right place. We're able to guide ones who are lost like you. As for what you are, Asimar, they're different, and they exhibit different physical characteristics. I must say, your eyes give it away.
Yeah, I've heard
I can
that.
see.
I've heard that one before.
I can see the fire in them.
It comes out in some other fashions here and there as well. More recently, so it wasn't as much when I was
So-
younger, but the older I've gotten.
Tell me what you've experienced.
Well, I haven't really told anybody else, but my best friend back home and mom and the shaman. But I sometimes can sprout wings out of my back.
Oh. That's
Quinn's
a blessing.
jaw drops a little bit.
That is
I
a
would say
blessing.
I'm perking towards the conversation now.
They're like flaming orange reddish, like the sun kind of. Almost like eagle wings, though, or some type of large bird.
Can you do it here? I've never seen such a blessing.
I would say that maybe in front of a crowd it might bring too much attention.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I can-
mind showing you personally, but I don't know if I want to
can
do
clear
it in
the
front.
hall.
Do you
Yeah.
do you know anyone that do you know anyone else that has these abilities or has these lineages?
I've met a few.
I'm holding off trying to incite everything he's saying.
I am
You can.
gonna-
You can.
Yeah, I want to incite that at least for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's specific. Yeah,
Yep,
that's
go
specific
ahead.
lineup.
Go ahead.
Oh balls. Uh-oh.
I didn't mean to hit it twice.
All right, hold on.
Oh. Yeah. I think that makes sense. I've never met one.
All right, and I'm just giving you all a quick I am with the information.
I'm not getting one.
You got one?
You were just staring. You were staring at the back of my head, or at your shoes, or you sneezed when he was saying that. Had your eyes closed. Well, if you believe that
well.
you have some information and want to clear the hall, and we can provide you a demonstration.
All right, everyone. Prayer hours are over. Please
If the-
exit the building.
As he's kind of yelling and ushering people, I'll kind of go to Elric and be like, if you feel comfortable with this, if not, we will maybe say you're having an off day and we can leave.
And pretty shortly after that, they everyone seems to leave, and it leaves the priests and priestesses and all of you.
Question for you: are there like columns in this area?
There are a few.
Okay. Well, as he says that, I will. I'm going to like go behind one. Is it
Hmm.
wide enough to hide me?
Yes, it is.
I will walk up the column and hide and yeah, and hide.
Um, I'll look at Coin and I'll be like, I've come this far and I have a feeling that I should do it now. I don't distrust this man. At least not yet. And I kind of like look around the room and it's kind of just, how many priests and priestesses besides him are also here?
There are 3.
3 others. Okay.
Yeah.
I go. All right. Well, here it goes. Like that, and just like sprouting out 2 big, golden, reddish, like yellowish, orange. The sun colors. Very glowy, heavy wings pop out.
Oh
On my back.
Those
And
are brilliant. Have you been given any other gifts?
well, when I have fought in combat, I do. My sword sometimes glows with like it's almost as if the energy from my wings transfers into my sword in combat as well. And I do have a little bit of healing. Not a lot.
Oh, your gift is
Uh,
wondrous indeed. He has
I only
blessed
found
you.
out that.
I would say maybe we have shown enough today to garner some information or some guidance or some
Oh,
shepherdship from you, sir.
It
What is
fades.
your name?
not everything is a transaction, little one.
Well, he has some
Mine,
questions for you.
yes, I'm happy to do my best. My name is Isold.
How do you
I
spell
bought.
that for me?
Isolde. Isold.
I bought. But he said everything wasn't a transaction. I sold. Jesus.
God
I'm
damn
sorry,
it.
you set me up for that.
God
I
damn it.
for you.
Yeah, it's not a transaction anymore because he doesn't have anything left.
Yeah, he sold.
You can see that I'm like fairly like tired from it. The wings fade. It doesn't last a super long time. Um,
So
I'm
with this,
almost sweating even afterwards.
I do want to transition back to Alikos. Alikos, you were hiding behind a column.
Yeah,
And I
I'm
didn't
going.
catch what you were doing.
I'm going just being here, but not being like, oh, I'm a member of the really standout party.
Sure. Go go ahead. Go ahead and give me a stealth.
Well, since I'm up in a corner, uh, uh, I assume I think the best way to hide would be to cast an illusion that this corner is slightly smaller than it actually is.
Yeah. I'm still gonna need a stealth check. You can do it with advantage, but you are disappearing into this place, and people have to not notice.
Yes, yeah. I just wanted to say that I am using silent image to
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
help myself.
It's a good
Nice.
thing too. Yep. No one's seen Alikos for a little bit. All right. Elric, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is Delphir and Gormek still there with us, or did they come in with us?
I believe they did.
Dayfear is being uncommonly quiet and respectful for a change.
The temple
My
will
my
do that.
my biggest question really is, what does this necessarily mean, and why am I so? Why am I different? Why did my father or mother not have this? Why did my grandparents and great grandparents not have this? What
Well,
what?
Blessed One, this blessing isn't bestowed upon just anyone. It's bestowed upon the worthy. Those who are able to make a change in this world. So, yes, Asimir are not just a bloodline. They're more. They're a spark given by the gods. As for what you should do, maybe follow his words. Uphold his ideals. What else can I do for you, my son? Is is are there any other uncertainties?
How
Are
do I know that
there? Oh, sorry.
it's technically the father?
Hmm?
How do I know it's not another god? How do I know where it
Well,
comes from?
you're here. He's guided you here.
Honestly, I just think it's dumb luck. No offense. I kind of just
He
overheard somebody at a
protects,
bar.
he guides. It must be.
Are there other temples in the city that might have other insights and guidance?
I mean, there are many gods, as you would know, giving you the slight nod. And Each god has its own perspective. But of course, his light, his protection is un it's not met by others. It's unprecedented.
There has been less disappearances with your flock than others.
His protection is amazing.
Have you
Unmatched by
been
others.
outside? Have you been outside of the walls yourself?
I have.
Why isn't there a bigger fuss about all the disappearance of people? I just heard. I mean, that's the first I've heard about it. Like, what's going on? Why is there? What do you mean, flock are leaving? The gods taking the people? Not very good.
No, the gods aren't taking people. The gods wouldn't do this. The gods are here for us. But despite this fact, we do have disappearances within the city.
Can
I'm
I
not sure the cause.
can I roll insight on the him basically saying that he doesn't know anything about how the disappearances are happening?
Yep, you can.
So people are disappearing inside the city as well as outside the city.
Yes.
Oh, cool. It doesn't sort rolls.
But no, it does not.
Okay, so I shouldn't have had advantage, but the first one would be
Yep.
a 22.
Yep, I noticed. So he seems to be forthright, both you and Nazari would note this.
Okay.
So, my friend Elric here is a holy warrior supposed to protect the people of the city. Is that kind of fair to say? That he has been bestowed these gifts so that he can protect your flock.
I would dare say he would have set you otherwise.
It's a lot of pressure.
Well, you're a big man for a big responsibility.
Obi-Wan, you're my only hope.
Wait, who's
Well,
R2D2 in this? I don't appreciate it because I'm short.
good. It's good. It's good stuff. Well,
Does your church take what is it? Money, gifts, things?
Donations. Yes.
I feel like
if
there's
you
another
had-
word for it. It's not seed.
Are you
I've
talking
heard
about a
seed,
tithe?
But tithe.
We do not request a tithe, though we do accept donations.
I
People
did not
are
bring
struggling
any
too much.
sacrifices, but I will remember to stop by with a small animal.
Thank you. If there's anything else I can do for you, please let me know.
Elric?
No, I think I got enough information for now. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
I do have one more question.
Yes, angry one.
Is excuse me. Is there a way to be closer to your god and ask for guidance?
One can always pray, though I myself have never heard an answer. That does not mean he's not there, though. It means that he has faith that I can handle it myself.
Is the ceiling like open, or are there like nooks and crannies I could get close to the entrance with?
The ceiling? Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is a kind of an art ceiling.
Mhm.
Get a mountain goat
Yeah.
up the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and give me a go ahead and give me a climb and a stealth.
I shouldn't need to give you a climb. That's what I'm wearing. Um, uh,
Can you post in
The spider walk
DM?
pod piece.
yeah. So
Yep.
I will.
I do not recall. But so if you could just
will.
post in the DM.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yep, that'll do it. You absolutely are able to. So I need a.
And if I can put like a moving like curtain of
Yep,
the
you
corner.
can. I figured you would, and that's why it's a straight stealth and not a stealth with disadvantage.
Okay.
It's not with advantage because it's hard.
Sure. No, I was just looking to see if I had anything else that could help me, and I don't. Okay.
So at this point, you've got advantage and disadvantage, so it doesn't stack both ways.
No. I was looking if I
Yep.
had guidance or something.
Oh, sure. Give me one sec.
I mean, I'm assuming that not many people are looking up towards the ceiling.
You see one priestess kind of look, make eye contact, and then go back to what she was doing.
I'm gonna remember her face and
Brilliant.
Shouldn't be hard. You were just talking with her.
The old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's fun.
Okay. And I will go make my way outside to wait for everyone outside while you're wrapping up.
And the priest just, and may his light guide your journey. And he goes back to doing what he was doing. Or he's going back to like tidying and
Well, thank you guys so much for coming with me. That means a lot. I have a lot to think about. Yes.
Again, I think that your journey with the gods is only begun. There's many things to learn and many things to share. So we will be able to express and find new things.
Yeah, I mean, you start somewhere, right? It's
I
just,
know I've learned
it's,
some things.
yeah, it's just so different from the rest of my life and growing up and whatnot is just, this is learning how to read. Yeah, it's tough.
Do you
But
not know how to read?
I mean, I can read. I can like read some things.
Hmm.
Like, kind of like
Uh,
learn like we yeah, yeah. I mean, we deal with
Coin
some
takes out
contract.
his he has a notebook that he keeps, and he like flips to a page, writes down a cat on it, and just holds it out in common. Not to be that dick.
Well,
In Goblin. What does it say? What does it say?
hey, asshole, what does that say?
Mhm.
Well, that says cat. Anything animal related, I've really had to learn, and is back home I actually raise farm animals and war beasts as well. That's kind of where our tribe gets our income. We do a lot of trade with people for
Livestock.
domesticated farm animals and for meat and stuff like that. But we also train some beasts for people to use as like hunting animals or for guards and stuff like that.
I always will take some more information of your trading techniques. Always want to expound my own repertoire of sorts of how to negotiate, what the price is, where the price is.
That'll when we become closer, coin, you'll get the ins and outs of the trade. And I can't give that one away too easily. I give him like a light pat that I would normally give a Goliath, but it's like a fairly heavy one.
Yeah,
For, I
coin
would
is now on
assume
the
anybody.
ground. It's fine. It just
Boom!
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a little hard. I'm so sorry. It lifts you back up. I still learning.
Are you guys
Sorry,
outside
that was
yet?
unintentional. Like brushing him off. Like,
Can't
all right. Well,
breathe. Can't breathe.
well, now I'm at yours and Naz's service. You guys, took about 2 hours out of your day to help me, so the rest of it is for you guys.
Are you guys outside yet?
Yeah, everyone's outside at this point. That conversation is in front of everyone, unless someone's decided to do something different.
I will walk up at this point.
Oh, Alikos,
Where
have
did
you
where did you
taken
run
a
off to?
stroll?
Oh, I figured it might be, these churches are not, sometimes not, you know. Hmm. Wanted to get a bit of the lay of the land before.
There. So I am also not always as comfortable with new churches, but have you, in your exploring, come across anything new around here?
Oh no, I was listening to you all, just you know, separately.
You were listening from out here.
No.
You were listening from somewhere else?
I will go to a nearby wall and pretend I'm a mountain goat for like 2 feet, and say, "I
That's
am
very
a lot
useful.
sneakier than yeah, you know,
Would have been good to know on our other adventure, maybe.
yeah." Not there's, Zari said that there were enough guards on the higher floors that it didn't seem useful, and I wasn't sure quite if I could climb that. This is it's actually got some good footholds. It does not have good footholds. You need to be a mountain goat. So
Well, it's very handy to know.
yeah,
Uh, so
you know.
we are looking to find some friends in town, friends that owe us some coin. They skipped out on a bad bet, and we
Hmm.
are trying to uh, claim what is ours from them. So I think that we might need to go to some more shadier sites in the city and try to locate these scoundrels of sorts.
Hmm. For
But if you are feeling apt, you can join us.
uh, that I'd certainly be amenable to a finder's fee. So if I took it,
Well, I also gave you free room and well, I guess we all
mm,
helped to get free room and board.
yes, yes, I'm not asking for a full share, mind. And
We can certainly talk details.
yeah, once it comes up, and we know each other, know each other well enough for that. And if it comes up that you don't need us,
For God's
then
sakes,
nothing. Nothing.
we're off. Good.
Well, if my friend Day Fear is willing to go for it, I guess I'd be amenable. Day Fear?
I have no complaints whatsoever. I have found that you are lovely companions, and I'm quite interested in continuing our relationship, so wherever it might lead.
Can
Has
can we
anyone been
not go
in
to
this?
any more sermons though? That was crazy.
I did hear
Yeah.
something about some others. Something about them being interesting. Perhaps there would be more wise men to consult.
Perhaps some of the other churches would have a different perspective. Um, he was trying to sell you on his gods, even as he admitted that there are other gods and they might have done it. And
Well,
it's
so
always
what
possible
direction do you
that
guys need to go? As an
you
coin.
know.
So asking around, you you get to know the the main neighborhoods of Shroudmoor. So there is the Hyde Road, which is the main um, merchant district, the Ash Soul Road, which is the um, industrial section. This is why it is so dingy. Is many of the alchemical reactions and production for these cities done here. There is Stormlight Town, which is the second largest neighborhood, and this is primarily housing. There's Bonegate, which is the seediest neighborhood. It's where someone give me an investigation, or everyone give me an investigation, and
Oh, everyone.
anyone who's curious about the city.
Oh, well, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I will roll for Cormac. Cormac rolled well. All right.
It's an investigation.
Yep, there we go. So,
Oh shit!
yeah,
Not bad.
yeah. Not for him.
For
That's fucking
Xavier,
great.
yeah.
That's fucking great.
That was me earlier. I was like, I have a +5,
But
and I got like
so
an 8.
I love how the people who are worst at investigation have the best rolls.
Bonegate is where you can find the heads of the organized crime in the city, the Thieves Guilds. The Forge is primarily magic. So whereas the Ashen Soul is like where production is done, the Forge is really where the bleeding edge magical research is done, and it's not done up high because, well, it's dangerous. Weird
You
things
blow up
happen in the
half of
Forge.
if you
Yeah.
blow up half a neighborhood, you're like, well, those poor people. Fuck it.
Hmm. Yeah. So the Forge is the largest neighborhood on the lower level of the Shroudmoor.
It's probably one reason why wizards build towers.
Hmm. And next to the Forge is Silkgate, and I will go ahead and I will share the map since we're talking about the map. Silk Road is, well, it's not the upper class, but it's the upper class for the lower section. Anyone who truly makes money lives
Lives
in
in
the
High
upper
Road.
city. No, lives in the upper city. But those in the Silk Gate might get invited occasionally to parties in the upper city. In the center of the city is the tower. And that is the only way that those without magical means are able to traverse up to the upper city.
Are people
By
sharing their
way of
knowledge
the
with the
light
party?
grid.
You're all
Yeah.
sharing this. You all have this. This is a group investigation. This is a kind of a result of everyone kind of chatting up, trying to figure out where things are going.
If anyone was to ask me, I would suggest that we head in the general road of the Silk Gate. As you can imagine, I could find people who would be interested in paying me quality pay for my quality work.
Yes, Silkgate would have at least one temple. Did we hear of any temples that wouldn't,
Yeah, I
like,
don't really
or
have any
religions that
preference.
wouldn't be in the Silkgate? That's like the Savage Mother not have temples in the nice part of town or something like that.
No. So, in your investigation, and I will say that all of you know that the main religions are Vulcanus, Erebos, Mystara, Lunara, Thyra, Aquila, Aeron the Father, Lyra, the Songstress, Thaladra, the Savage Mother, and Morpheus, the Dreamweaver.
If I remember correctly, the bulk of worship goes to Lyra, the songstress. Or that's where we went entering the city. We saw predominantly her statues and totems.
She is the one that stood out to you.
Okay.
The most ornate of the temples walking in.
And
Do I know who the feathers, what religion that is? The
Go
hidden.
ahead, give me a religion check.
And Zach, would you mind putting that list of the things that we learned, like in a chat, so we can
Yep,
refer
I
to
will
it?
do that post
beat me to it.
session.
Yeah. Post session's fine. Yeah.
All right, religion. You're not that familiar.
Just from what I remember, the feathers represent the darkness in the city.
Who's Aquila?
The Frostbringer.
Sometimes my notes just make no sense. They're just like, I'm gonna remember exactly what that means when I say like half a word. Like that's not how that works.
That's exactly how that works.
It was a fever dream, okay? Fine. So the Silk
Yeah.
Gate.
The Silk Gate is over here.
Delphir, you were saying the Silk Gate would be a good place to go to. It is only noon now. I think that we can definitely go and wander the city and see the sights and take it in.
I
Lead the
agree
way.
entirely. It occurs to me that enterprising folk like yourself and Mr. Coyne could also find distractions aplenty to your taste.
I have quite a varied taste, but I am happy to try new things.
Perhaps distractions was not the right word. Adventure, opportunity. That was the word, opportunity.
I do like opportunity.
Well then, let us head that way and see what wonders await.
All right. I need you all to elect someone to roll a d20.
What's the D24?
It is a traveling check for traveling through the forge.
Me or Delphir? Who's taking the lead?
It does not matter who rolls it. There is no.
I was thinking the person leading. So
Yeah,
I think that Delphir would be great.
Okay.
I will remind you that you elected me to roll.
I mean, we don't know if 3 is a good or bad, or if it's
Yeah.
like a special little dungeon daddy special.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have
it
you
could
ever
be
known a
It's true.
3 to be a good
low
roll?
means nothing happens, high means something cool, well, interesting in quotes.
You have met the Dungeon Daddy, correct?
Go ahead and give me
Maybe
one
there's
more
20 bad things.
Here's where he goes. Roll initiative.
I
All
need
right.
About
everyone to
time.
roll initiative.
Another 3!
It's
Awesome.
honestly about time.
You know,
That's
consistency.
wild.
So
That's crazy.
Give me one more. One final.
No way!
Third
Double
3.
three!
Give me a third
No
3.
way! Triple
Give me
three.
a
Come
third
on.
3.
Triple three.
Do it.
Triple
Oh,
three.
well.
All right.
What's the
okay,
negative? It's
okay.
negative 3. Right?
So,
you know the
As-
creep. You notice the creeping death floating behind you, with its eyes directly focused upon your back.
as you walk through the forge,
Got it.
you each hear these strange voices. Hey, over here. Come over here. I'm your daddy. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Coin puts his
Do a
hand
barrel
on his
roll.
wallet.
And
Does
the
not
other
like
thing that you note is that each step that you take leaves a burning residue behind you, and you hear a faint laughter.
When you say you, do you mean the
Well,
royal
each
you?
of you, everyone.
I don't like this
Cloak
at all.
is going up. Cloak is going after the hood.
Sure, I'm not
We're going. I got my
He
hand
said
on
we
my
could have some more pudding. And you make your way through the forge relatively unharmed, though.
Look at the look of
I- I-
disappointment on his face.
Were those,
I do.
Were those, did it sound like they were all the same person, like there was a coherent conversation?
No, absolutely not. It was random.
Okay.
Completely random, different voices.
Yeah.
adult
I need-
children all mix.
Yep, all of them, everything. I want some ice cream.
Do we?
Uh,
Is there like
I
a
need
Arcana check
everyone.
or something to kind of get an idea of what those may have been?
Sure, you can do an Arcana check. It's going to be very difficult, and I need a Wisdom check from everyone.
Wisdom check or saving throw?
Wisdom.
Saving throw.
Saving
Thank you.
throw.
Yep.
Oh no. This is going so well.
Dave,
It
you're
was.
not sure.
Apparently, I'm no longer wise either.
Oh no, you just need to check and see what this thing is.
Not
Is
great.
this
Not
magical,
great with a 9.
Zach? Zach, is this magical?
Yes, it is magical.
16.
16. All right.
I've got
So,
advantage
and then
on
let
that.
me. Wait, so do I have?
Sorry for my weird movements. My cat is crawling around the desk.
No, no
It's a cat.
worries. All right. Anyone who rolled less than 10, so that is Dafir and Elric, you suffer a point of sanity damage.
Sanity.
So,
Oh,
sanity!
Oh shit.
How much did we have to begin
Brother.
with?
Oh.
I love this
We'll,
already.
we'll go over that. It doesn't matter now. We'll go over it. It is determined by your wisdom.
Ah.
So
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
set
Oh,
something.
dear.
I'm fine.
Yep.
Y'all sucks. No.
This guy stinks.
Eh.
Other than that, everyone, other than Elric and Dafir, who you are kind of shaken by what's happened. You can choose your reaction, um, and kind of how you feel about coming out of the forge, knowing that you are going to have to go back through if you want an expedient way through the city. But you all find there is a very distinct difference between the forge and Silk Road. You walk in and you walk through this um, solid blue light. And as soon as you walk through that blue light, there's no resistance,
Okay.
but the voices, the giggling, the flaming steps stop. You hear the light tittering of birds, um, pleasant conversation, the playing of children, and you notice a sweet smell, as though as
Have a
like
stroke.
flowers or baked goods.
The burning
Hmm.
toast.
I didn't like that area, guys. We didn't ever have to go back there again. That'd be pretty awesome, actually.
I don't know what you're talking about. It seemed very normal. Are you
Normal.
okay?
I mean, it wasn't normal. It had
No,
the flaming
it's
footsteps and the
children like
whispering, but that
creepily
was
talking to me. No,
I'm like,
how is that normal?
How do you know they were children? They might have just been small humans. They all come in different sizes and
Honestly,
shapes.
All humans sound
worse,
alike.
worse, worse. Honestly, worse. Somehow that's worse.
I didn't mind it so much. Sure, there are voices, but you hear that everywhere.
I mean, oh, shit. Okay, well, yeah, if you guys are all okay with it, I guess I'll be the big guy, and I'll be okay with it too.
We'll have
Pretty cool.
someone
The,
hold your hand next time.
All right, if you could reach it. Yeah, I went there.
the other thing that you note walking into this area, every other neighborhood you've been in, it's been skyscrapers, it's been densely packed um, populace. Here, less so. It's about half of what you've been moving through, and all the houses, they cap out at 5 stories as opposed to being 10 or 20 stories high.
That checks out.
With the particularly nice places being um, 3 or 4 story mansions as opposed to like apartment buildings.
So it's
okay.
you're saying it's smaller in here, correct?
It's not, yeah. So the skyline would be lower.
Yeah, we're in a gated community rather than a bunch of apartment buildings.
Mhm. Where do you all head in the Silk Gate?
So, Devere, you mentioned that you thought that this would be a good place to find opportunity, correct?
I did, yes. It occurs to me that given our the people around us have, shall we say, a greater amount of disposable income, that the opportunity for us to take advantage of is greater here than it is in the other quarters. I would not. I would expect that we should be able to make a considerable amount more than just room and board here.
So we're just here for money.
Aren't you? I mean, I'm sure
Well,
that Ulrich is interested in finding more about his special nature, but it occurred to me that if we had to find some place to do so, it'd be more interesting to find one that actually could fund us much better than others. Besides that, it occurs to me that we'll have substantially better selection of ales and food along with it. Can you fault me in my choice of places?
This morning? Yes.
Well,
what do we
fair
necessarily have
enough.
to do?
I'm sorry, could you say that again, please?
I said, what do we necessarily have to do? I don't know. I'm not really looking for another heist, perchance.
I guess it's perhaps that I may have misunderstood the nature of your interests.
Well,
I mean,
I
go on. Sorry.
well, I was looking to kind of suss out some unfriendly folks so that we could track down some people who skipped out on paying of a debt. But I mean, I am amenable to finding opportunity, but I am not always trying to be the seedy one in the deal, and this neighborhood is a lot harder to blend in if we were to make noise, as it were.
Well, do
We've
remember,
already
Mr. Coin, that I
started
am the
a
loudest.
lot.
It is my job in the group, so to speak, to draw attention from the others. Maybe we should consider that as part of the calculations from this point forward. But as it seems, let us go on the legitimate sort of adventure, and let us see if we can find a priest or something that we can ask more information. At least in that way we have not wasted our time and a rather unpleasant trek through the forge.
I lean down to Coin and kind of whisper that this place looks a little too nice for our friends. Think they'd steer clear of a place like this.
I agree. I think that that is very astute assumption.
I wouldn't mind finding more about the city in general. Good place to run and hide. This seems like a pretty isolated area. Not many people would want to trek through the forge.
Well, even in that, it must be met that the forge seems as unpleasant and unsettling the trip was, that it might be a nice buffer should we need to make an escape here or there. At least it's a tool gained in our toolbox, yes?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Well, we also did learn that the forge is a place of magical research.
I try
So
to
we might have
explain Elva's strange goings on.
agreed.
Very much agreed, as it was very unsettling.
I'm not, now that we're here, I'm not
Yes, awful.
opposed
That was awful.
to
Unsettling is
taking a look
underselling.
around, but it appears to me that uh, I'm sorry, Nazlier might
As
be more. No, Nazlier. Um, not no, sorry. Might be more connected than we might have thought at first if we can afford to completely ignore the
So,
guards.
what did these people do again that you're looking so heavily for them? if you don't mind me asking. You don't have to tell me. Your business is your business, so don't feel you have to.
Again,
figured
Let's
I'd
just
ask.
say
skipped out on
they are not nice.
a bet.
Not nice people.
No, not the kind of people you would want to avoid, and unfortunately, we are tasked with tracking them down.
Almost like a bounty hunter.
Not exact.
And a few
I mean,
giants
it's
that
more
ran.
for our personal gain. It's they owe us for a bad bet or a bad transaction of sorts, and we're trying to find them and kind of bring them to justice.
Say less.
I think that maybe we can find a different temple here and maybe ask around about um, ask them some questions. We want to. Yeah, Elric, you mentioned that you still would like to learn about some other gods and religions, and we can certainly seek that out in this district still, I believe.
Dungeon Master.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, go on.
No worries. Dungeon Master, would it be safe to say that there are anybody milling about or walking nearby? Or imagine there's somebody in the area.
Yeah, I mean, people are moving about. It's not shoulder to shoulder like it was, but you can probably see 100 people.
I would like to approach one, and I will give a courtly bow, very flowery and this, that, and the other, and doffing my hat, and good day to you. I am Defian
Yes, what does the help need?
Oh God.
The help is looking for spiritual guidance. I'm to understand that this area has the greatest selection of noble houses of worship in the entire area.
You're going to have to be a little bit more specific.
Perhaps we are looking for the most popular?
It is not for me to deem the most popular.
Perhaps your esteemed opinion.
If you're looking for the closest, I can tell you that the temple to Vulcanus sits closest.
Indeed, and where might we find the Temple of Vulcanus?
And he proceeds to give you about 5 blocks worth of directions.
It is most kind. The general belief of the people of this area is extremely maligned. You are very helpful, sir. I do thank you.
Sure. Now be off. I have things to do.
And good day to you, sir. And
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that, I'm going to return to the party, and I'm going to relay that I was just able to glean a bit of information that there's a temple to Vulcanus not too far from here, roughly 5 or so blocks. If you wish to join me, we might consult with the clergy about, what was that you called yourself there? What was it, Elric?
Asimir or Asimir.
Yes,
Not even necessarily sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly or not.
whatever it was, they might know. I mean, look around you. It looks much more educated. Perhaps they've been exposed to such subjects. Anyway, if you care to follow, and I'm going to lead in a merry little prance off in the general direction.
I look at Coin and Naz, and is this about? We following this lead? Is this where we want to go? This is your thing.
I think this is a great idea for now. Again, getting more information so that we know a little bit more about what situation you're in.
Oh well, I mean, I got a pretty heavy load of information earlier, so if if we need to take a break on that, and you're more inclined to look for these dastardly evildoers. Just kidding. That was an exaggeration. But you know what I mean. The people that backstabbed you were foul on a deal. We need
Well,
to
and
do
then
that.
I can definitely find some answers and usefulness of our venture to the temple.
All right. Well then, yeah. Let's go.
All right. So you follow the twists and turns, and I tell you, this is probably the most beautiful area that you've ever seen, except for perhaps the Alikos, since you have really been exposed to raw natural beauty.
It's a different kind of beauty, though.
You find yourself in front of this temple. It is surrounded by columns. It is made of a dark, almost black granite. There is this bright red ruby over the entrance, which is a steepled door with a fresco of Vulcanus doing battle with a dragon,
Oh shit.
barehanded, and
Nice.
it's a an elder dragon, not it's an elder worm rather than a regular dragon to give you scale. And the door is backlit by a red flame. You walk in, and each of the priests
Oh,
wears.
Judge
go
Daddy.
ahead. Yes.
I was gonna. This is a little backwards. So, while we're in this silk gate, are we noticing or I'm looking to see what the kind of like guard situation is, or what people are clocking us as walking around. Do we notice that the guards are kind of either more prevalent or maybe less prevalent? And are we getting
Give
like more dirty looks than what we were expected or
give
experiencing
me
before?
give me a perception check.
Hey.
Why the hell do you roll so well? This is like the opposite of last campaign.
That's very absolutely true. Yeah, I was rolling dog shit last game. I died how many times
Right.
last game? No, anyway.
Twice. Not bad. All right, with a 22, you notice that there are 3 guards following you. And you note that all of you stand out significantly. Not just because of your appearance, though that is huge, right? But Everyone else is either wearing very fine clothes or a uniform.
Awesome.
Are we noticing that the people in uniforms, it's not that they're... Okay, are we...
They're the help.
Can I understand that the
Yes.
people in uniform are the help?
Yes, absolutely.
Does the help look like they are human or elf?
So it is a combination of human, dwarf, and this is the first time that you've seen dwarves within the city, and halflings.
Hmm.
You know,
Oh,
and half elves.
there's a lot of people around here who are shorter than me.
Hmm.
It's not brand
And
new.
me! Wow!
It's not brand new. I haven't had that many of this before.
Okay, sorry. And then we're going in the temple. As we're going in the temple, I definitely want to pull Naz aside and just say, we are being followed now. Maybe the temple will give us a bit of reprieve, but we need to be more guarded on how we're interacting. So you know.
All right. Thanks for keeping an eye out. But as far as they know, we're not doing anything wrong. So I think for right now, we'll be okay.
We might just need to know where the back door is for this temple.
Yes, I.
So you walk in, and unlike the temple that you were in earlier, which was kind of homey, you could see wall to wall very easily. This is gigantic, right? If I didn't explain it well originally, this is about
Cathedral.
four. It's a cathedral, right? This is about 4 blocks worth of temple. You can see the front of the temple because of scale, and rather than something very approachable, the the podium is a large anvil that has stairs going up the back. You see images of phoenixes and hammers, swords. You see a very large number of dwarves in here. Um, you see several volcanoes, and
Hmm.
in terms of like imagery, not necessarily in statue.
Why not, man? You already said it. It's fine.
Yeah, nope, not in statue. The
This is
statues
live
are,
volcano.
yeah, live.
It's just a
the
live bug. Yeah,
the floor um
it's
Lava.
lava.
see yeah yeah
Let's-
yes um depicts magma flow. It seems to be moving.
Which god was this again?
Vulcanus.
Volcanus.
Alchemist. Yeah, that makes sense. I should have known, obviously.
To say,
Kind of
you said there were images of like phoenixes. Do the
And
wings
salamander.
represent? Do the wings represent, like, kind of look like what we saw? The wings on Elric?
Give me another religion check
That was a
with
good
advantage.
question.
With
Good
advantage.
question.
That was a good question.
Nice.
It is different. So these feathers seem to be healthy, full. They seem to represent life or creation, whereas the feathers that you saw were thinner and gave you more of a funereal concept, feel.
Inside, are there people, worshippers?
Yeah.
Just
So you see people.
no sermon
praying.
this time, but
Yeah, I mean you see both servants help and and housefolk alike. The
okay.
wealthy. And
Yeah.
it seems to be predominantly dwarven, but you do see others. Um, the humans that you see in here seem to be particularly built.
Oh, this is the Church of Swole.
How does Gormac feel about this church? But no. So there seemed to be like an overly ornate priest necessarily kind of available.
Yeah, there are priests all over. There are probably 100 priests in here. Priest and priestesses.
Oh right, because you said that there was like blocks of blocks of kind of like
yeah.
areas.
So you don't go far without seeing people maintaining and greeting, and so like as soon as you walk in. Right.
Also, I want to
Welcome.
find I want to find like the most ornate priest.
Go ahead and give me a perception. I want to see how good you get it. And again, you're gonna roll super high.
Fuck.
Oh, yep, it's the one right in front of you.
Damn it. You clearly you are the head priest here, so
I mean, I am
good to
not,
meet you, sir.
but I'm happy to help. And it is a dwarf, um, long beard, bald head. Might look a little familiar. Um, short, squat, um, and just engulfed in flames.
Not live flames.
It seems to be live
Like
flames, but he
threats.
does not. But he does not seem to be reacting as though it's burning him.
Are
Dude's
the
just on
flames giving
fire.
off heat like
Or at least
a bonfire?
it looks to us he's just on
No.
fire.
No, it
Oh,
does
okay.
not seem to be giving off
Okay, sorry.
heat.
Okay.
Then I shall bow to the gentleman and say, "Good day, sir. I am Defir Zan. How do you do?"
I'm doing all right. How can I help you folk?
We have profound doctrinal questions to post you with. Are you familiar with the scriptures or the more subtle aspects of the religion?
Know a few things if you'd like to sit and hear. How much time do you spend with him?
Let's say a good 45 minutes should be enough to figure out whether this guy knows or not.
All right.
I mean, really, within 15, we should be know whether he's just kind of beating us around the bush, telling us the regular stuff.
So he starts giving you the kind of the I'll give you the bullet points. So he's the volcano guardian, the master of creation, the inspiration of the forge.
The god or
Inspiration.
the guard
He's
or the priest?
the god.
The god. The things that I'm telling you are about the religion,
Thank you.
about the god himself. Yeah, no, this man's the god.
Well, you said the guardian of the volcanoes. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
okay, fine,
I mean,
sure, it's a
Volcano
title.
Yeah.
Guardian
Moving
could be a
on.
rank.
Yep, nope, that's true.
He's
That
not the
is
head
true.
priest because he
Yeah.
is the god.
Yeah, he is the god. Um,
Yeah, it's just like the old lady in the last one was the father. So.
Yeah.
and bringer of the flickering flames is the last of his titles, and he gives you the concept that that Vulcanus, while other gods brought forth people or um, or life, Vulcanus brought forth the world. He created Valinor.
Oh.
He brought forth um, the foundation of the world. He brought forth the minerals and the metals that life was able to spring from. And then, once life was established, he brought forth the dwarves and the forge.
What said he didn't bring forth life?
Good priest.
Not initially. So
Ah.
that you, not the initial life, the, not the animals, not the humans, not the elves, but he was
Yes.
responsible for the dwarves.
Good priest. I must admit that I'm slightly confused. Our limited, admittedly, exposure to the Silk Gate, it suggests that there's not an awful lot of kind thought towards those who are not, shall we say, purely human. And yet, here is this remarkable house of worship dedicated specifically to a god that seems particularly fond of the dwarves. May I ask precisely what the draw to to Vulcanus would be for such individuals in this area?
It's undeniable the power that Vulcanus is able to bring to this world. And it just so happens that us dwarves are most heavily located here in the Silk Road, or the Silk Gate rather. You see, in this city, the elves are king. In their long lives, they've been able to gain distinct advantage over other folk. You find most elves up in the upper city. Us dwarves being long-lived and makers were able to carve out a life here and some semblance of wealth.
I'm just going to make forth a point here. Your descriptions of things we saw suggested that there were no primarily non-human people in the privileged class. Your statement
So
suggests that the dwarves are now.
So there are dwarves in the privilege. There are dwarven help, and there are dwarven there are
Nobility?
wealthy dwarves, nobility-ish. They're not nobility. They're
Privileged.
upper middle class in this world.
Ah.
They are privileged. Yeah.
Are there perhaps other than the elves and the dwarves and the humans? Are there others represented in this area, or perhaps I should say, well represented?
You'll find halflings and humans.
Any positions of prominence?
The short-lived folk have a hard time gaining notoriety here. Humans being the most common. Have a higher probability than most, but
Then it would seem that someone who is not of the common, long-lived groups would stand out quite a bit.
like your friend here, looking up at Elric.
Indeed, he would, but especially in a position of prominence.
Unheard of.
As you say.
Can I help you? I've got things to get to.
Did you want to ask a question, Elric?
Who's he talking to? Just all of us?
You.
Yeah, he's talking to all of you.
No.
You're all there, but Alikos is specifically looking at you.
Alikos is looking at me?
Yes. Did you want to ask him a question?
I don't know if I really want to.
I think that we would ask, do you know of anyone, or have you ever heard of anyone with a divine bloodline?
I've heard of a few.
I like lean in and I kneel down and I kind of whisper to Coin and I go, I don't know if I really like these guys that much. I don't know if I really want to do the same. I don't have the same gut feeling.
A good priest. I have spent quite a bit of time during our conversation as well, admiring the profound iconography that you have written, that you have displayed prominently in your den.
Yes, it's gorgeous work, isn't it?
It is very
Indeed,
lovely,
yes.
and very moving and evocative. I noticed that the flames were quite prominently displayed. Are there any other deities that feature flames as part of their iconography, or the powers, their abilities?
No other dare.
Not
Seems
one.
very aggressive. I was just saying, it seems pretty aggressive. No other dare. So, seems tough.
Would you dare to delve into the domain of another god? No. Vulcanus would never delve into the moon like Lunar.
I think that the only ones who might dare would
That's fair, I guess.
be another
I,
god. So
I'm
I
sorry
don't
that I
presume to.
misunderstood. I didn't mean to offend.
I don't
Could you
presume to.
please repeat that last part? I'm afraid I rather missed it.
I said that no other god would presume to to call domain over fire. Lunar wouldn't. Mistara wouldn't. Thyra wouldn't. They all have their own domains.
Who is this Lunara? I don't believe we've heard them mentioned yet.
Aye, that's the moon priestess.
Makes sense. Seems appropriate. Are they, I guess, a holy trinity of supreme deities?
I mean, not a trinity, but yes. And he gives you the same deities that you got earlier. Vulcanus, Erebos, Mystara, Lunara, Thyra, Aquila, Orion, Lyra.
Would the fact that he mentioned the three in particular mean anything specific to me, or...
No.
Right. Well, we do thank you for your time. I find that that this particular mentioning of Lunara is quite interesting. Could you perhaps direct us towards one of them? I'm afraid we just haven't quite found a deity that resonates properly with our beliefs.
Alright, get out then. And then he proceeds to tell you how to get to the Temple of Lunara. And it is the southernmost tip of Silkgate.
Good sir, I wonder, are there any outreach kind of programs that your church provides, trying to console or reach those who do not have the word of the Vulcan?
So, first and foremost, it's Vulcanus. Not the Vulcan.
I apologize. if my
Second of
ignorance-
all, those who know where we are, and we offer help to anyone who enters those doors. Now, if you seek other deities, leave. I have chores to do. Then he starts cleaning the pews like he was doing when you came up and said, "Hey, you're the most important person here."
So as I guess I'll try to pull everyone over to myself, and try to kind of get them a little bit more further away from the priest guy who we didn't even ask his name because meh. So I think as we have a larger space in the cathedral, I think that we may need to leave a different way than we originally came in. We might have attracted some attention while we're in this part of the city, or hopefully not. We've gained some attention because of our endeavors earlier or last night.
What kind of attention?
Oh, Carly.
It's
But
What kind of attention?
there are guards tailing us.
Probably. We're in the nice part of the city.
Do you think, perhaps, that it might serve our purposes well for me to go out the way that we came in and distract those individuals? As you guys sidled out the other side, we could always meet back up at the Cursed Hammer.
I mean, you going alone seems a little dangerous, no?
I'm a bard in the safest place in town you could imagine. It's not uncommon for a bard to go about singly. I have done quite.
Although-
I've
I
done so
know
quite.
how you get into trouble. I think I should come with.
Were they? How are the guards?
I think that's a good
Were
idea.
they city guards?
I'm sorry. Could you please repeat that, sir?
How are the guards dressed? They city guards?
Yeah.
I just said I think that's a good idea, Cormac going with you.
Yes. Coin, are you going to answer the question that he gave you?
I think it's more towards Zach.
Oh,
I
sorry.
was gonna ask, does it seem like they are dressed for the district that they're in, or did it
the
seem
district.
like it was a more?
They
Okay.
do not seem to be house guards. They seem to be more generic.
So they seem more specific to the district.
District, yes. Correct.
Okay. But then yeah. So I think that they were for this particular area. They did not seem to be wearing the same outfits and attire as the ones that we have encountered.
Well, then perhaps they were simply, how out of place we looked in this. Outsiders are met with suspicion.
Okay, well, I mean, I didn't even see him, so I'll just follow you guys around, and if anything pops up, I'll make sure to settle it.
Well, let's not
So maybe it is
resort
good
to
to-
fisticuffs if absolutely unnecessary. Let's try things with a subtle touch. My good friend Gormac and
Oh.
I will go out the front and confront at least present something that is more interesting. If approached, we shall come up with an appropriate story and hopefully gloss over the whole thing. You guys can, of course, go out the side, hopefully unaccosted, and make your way back to areas where it will not be quite so visible. Again, it is not unexpected for a bard to go hither and yon in search of money and patronage. And of course, Gormac here is simply my valet, as it were.
Whatever
I guess
you
the
say,
question.
Cormac. I'm sorry, Dave here.
I guess the question is, do we want to go to another temple and again continue our pilgrimage in the city, or we can maybe head towards the Bone Gate and we can meet you there as well. I'm just not as familiar with a place to rendezvous.
Do you want to go to another temple? Oh, I thought you were looking for.
I mean,
for
really,
guidance.
the only place we have is the hammer.
You want to go to another temple for guidance? you've wanted to go to talk to priests about your heritage.
Is there, I mean, where else would we want to look for your, I put in quotations, friends?
I
Like, where
think
are
that
we
my
leaving?
friends would be in Bone Gate, but we still have some daylight to burn, so it would not be out of the way to go to another temple.
I unfortunately can't even really show too much of it besides just my eyes and my like freckles. I kind of point to this is different too. But other than that, I can't do the transformation thing again today.
Well,
So I
that's
really wouldn't be able
okay.
to get
We're
this.
trying not to get into any trouble if we can help it. I don't want to get into any trouble if we can help it.
Oh yes, I just more mean at the temples. I won't be able to. If they ask, it's be like, see, the thing is,
And that's what we don't have to present ourselves in that way.
Yeah, if you can't do it again today, then you can just go again tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I have no issue then. I think
Well, I
we
tell
can
you,
slowly head on that way and find another temple.
I tell you what, if you wish, as soon as Gormac and I have dealt with the local constabulary, we could continue our investigation under the pretense of searching for spiritual guidance for my wayward soul. I'm sure they would be helpful in guiding us towards the appropriate places, and we will seek out an appropriate expert in the doctrinal arts. If I have your leave to subtly ask questions for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still really going over the other ones in my head anyway. So
Then I shall get
if you
the information that I can, and I shall return tomorrow, or thereabouts.
sounds good to me.
Excellent. Break.
All right.
Somebody
So as
got it.
DM, I need some clarification about what just happened because I thought I knew what was going on and now I don't. So,
Gormac and Dafir are going out the front. Everybody's going out the side. They're going to Bone Gate.
okay. And, right. Okay. Sounds good. Then that's where we will go ahead and end. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
End stream.
1 second.